HKIR on Sunday didn't disappoint. The Turf World Champions produced 4 championship performances from Highland Reel, Beauty Generation, Mr Stunning and Time Warp as well. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew, joined here in the studio by Brett Davis and Paul Lally. Hot off what was an amazing day, Brett. Highland Reel led the charge in the first.
Absolutely, Andrew. Yeah, it was a massive build-up throughout the week, and as you say, it really didn't disappoint. It was a fantastic day of racing. 3 wins for Hong Kong, of course 1 for Ireland in Highland Reel. Time Warp was brilliant in the Cup. Real big congratulations goes out to Nash Rawiller and to Derek Leung for their first wins on International Day. But Highland Reel was the real cherry on a cream pie, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's always stories coming out of these sort of events, Paul, but there were lots on Sunday.
Oh, definitely were. Like, Highland Reel was obviously the fairy tale because it was his last run, and also we saw Time Warp, who I think is the rider of the season from Zach Purden. He really dictated that horse, and it was a really good race, and didn't disappoint, as you said at the start, Andrew.
All right, well, let's look back on it all then. HKIR on Sunday with Ed Sadler.
After weeks of anticipation, HKIR for 2017 promised plenty and delivered even more. The first of the features went to Highland Reel as he signed off his racing career in style with his second win in the Hong Kong Vase.
Talismanic gets on terms with Highland Reel. He won't surrender. Toes and Bannell's run is coming to an end, but Irish eyes are smiling. Highland Reel, what a fitting finale. Highland Reel takes the vase from Talismanic.
It was Highland Reel's 7th Group 1 victory as he finished his career as the highest earning European galloper. It was also Aidan O'Brien's 28th Group 1 win, and a record-breaking year for the trainer.
He's a very special horse, Andrew. Obviously, he's irreplaceable, really. Obviously, this is his last run. It's very rare that you get a horse that can travel like him. He's been doing it all the time since he was a 2-year-old. Like, he won the Champagne and Goodwood as a 2-year-old, and every year up along. And he's travelled the world in the meantime as well. So, an incredible horse, really.
John Size appeared to have a stranglehold on the Hong Kong sprint with his 4-strong attack on the race, and so it proved as Mr Stunning and DB Pin gave him the quinella.
Mr Stunning in front, DB Pin right in for the fight. DB Pin, Mr Stunning, they're clear of Blizzard. Mr Stunning and DB Pin, Mr Stunning in front. He's got all the moves, Mr Stunning. He wins the sprint from DB Pin and Blizzard third.
Mr Stunning's triumph was particularly significant for Nash Rawiller, with the former champion Sydney jockey celebrating his first Group 1 win in Hong Kong.
You know, you look back during the week and, you know, they talk about the racing gods. Well, here I was the other day, I drew 4 instead of 12, and, you know, it's just, you know, I'm lucky. I'm on a very good, outstanding horse, and you know, when you speak of gods, it's probably lucky I'm, you know, had the opportunity to ride for 1-2 in John Size. He's the god of trainers.
Success for the home side continued on to the Hong Kong Cup, as Tony Cruz's Time Warp gave him a 3rd win in Hong Kong's richest race, under a superb ride from Zach Purden.
Time Warp kept ticking, 2 clear from Werther, then Neo-Realism. Time Warp full of running in the Cup. Werther won't get him, and Time Warp, what a brilliant front-running exhibition, wins the Cup from Werther.
Today, I think there's no speed horses. Nothing going to take us on. If they do, they can't be for speed still. I told Zach to stay cool, right the way I wanted this horse to be ridden, and he rode exactly what I wanted him to do. He just took it to the front. Nobody's going to catch him.
It was hard to come up with a more popular result in the Hong Kong Mile than Derek Leung going all the way on Beauty Generation and becoming just the 2nd local rider to claim a HKIR event.
Beauty Generation kept going. Helene Paragon, Western Express trying hard. Beauty Generation, Western Express, Helene Paragon. Beauty Generation takes the mile.
Thank you for everyone support me, and this is a very good opportunity. I took the advantage, and I knew the horse well prepared, and I'm well prepared too. So we are ready for today. So I'm very happy.
The greatest show on turf was enjoyed by over 94,000 racegoers who were on course for a truly memorable renewal of Hong Kong's biggest day of racing.
Beauty Generation would have been the biggest price out of those 4 winners, but he still got the biggest cheer when he came in as well.
Oh, absolutely incredible, Andrew. I heard you mention it on the day, and I was up in the commentary box just looking out the window when Derek came back. The roar that the crowd gave Derek was just enormous. I've only ever heard one roar louder, and that was when race 8, number 8, won on Chinese New Year. A marvellous effort by Derek. Congratulations to him and all of the winners. And just back on Highland Wheel, we often sort of look at horses when they travel around the world and they win, or say, you know, you've got like a Winx who wins all these races in Australia. Everybody wants her to travel because she can prove herself then on the world stage. Look at Highland Reel, 7 Group 1s. He's won in so many different countries. A third, I think, in a Cox Plate, third in an Arc as well. What an amazing horse.
Certainly was, yeah. Well, as far as the ratings were concerned out of the weekend, Mr. Stunning unmoved on 130, but in defeat, there's some big movers, Paul. DB Pin and Western Express. What a run from him.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, we always pegged him as a 1,400-metre horse, and he ran an absolute bottler, and he's gone up 10 rating points because of it. Time Warp up 11, and you can see Beauty Generation. How improved is that horse? We always thought he was like a Derby-type, longer distance Vars horse, and now he's winning the mile.
Yeah.
He's up 8.
Decent run from DB Pin, wasn't it?
Huge.
Just quickly, Southern Legend, rolling, nothing I like more?
Yeah, well, we sort of predicted that Southern Legend was a very handy type, and unfortunately didn't get to see him in that sprint series and then progress on to the sprint, but got a feeling he'll be in some of the big ones shortly.
All right, OK. All right, that's a wrap of the weekend. Well, nearly is anyway. First up, though, we've still got our horses to follow. All right, we can play with the touchscreen first one then.
Beautiful.
Paul, you're up first. Horse to follow.
I know I'm not allowed to touch it,
no,
so I'll let you do
yet.
the thing.
We'll,
Still an apprentice.
What have you got for us, though?
This one here, Effluent Start. Now, you could have done him or Regency Bobo in front because they did go some really weird sectionals, these two, or fast sectionals, and they both stayed on really well. I've gone with Effluent Start because this is only his second ever race day start here in Hong Kong. His first start, he ran second at Happy Valley, and he bought this form here. Now, he was entitled to drop right out and finish last year. As you can see, he's still keeping on there. He's still third at the 150. He ends up finishing 5th. So there was only 4 horses managed to get past him. Only one got past Regency Bobo. And I thought it was a really good run from a horse who's had limited starts here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, Spicy Shaw winning the race, Zach. Yep. Race double for him. He was very impressive.
Yep, it was. They did seem to go along crazy sectionals early, as you said, Paul. I mean, the time was, I think, around about standard, but great effort from both those two horses on the speed. My horse to follow is easy to pick out. He's the little grey fellow at the back there. Did start favourite, had a solid preparation coming in, and probably started a little bit shorter than I thought he would. Joe Moreira. Yeah, Lockheed, Joe Moreira factor. And he did what I thought he'd probably do. We were discussing on Racing to Win leading into this that it might be a tad short when you based what he'd done overseas, and it did turn out that way. He got home really well. I mean, he's got a lovely big fluent action. He's going to win plenty of races here, and I just thought, you know, on a day where it was really hard to sort of find too many to follow because they're all good horses, he was the one, I think, beaten favourite. But you can still follow up, you'll get your money back. Yeah, with the HKIR out the way, we're starting to think about the 4-year-old series now, don't we? And
obviously, yeah.
Potentially quite a big play.
Yeah, definitely. And like, he'd won his race over 1,400 metres overseas, and that was 12, so wait till he gets up.
All right, earlier race for me. This is encouraging. First starter for Michael Friedman. He blew the start completely, missed it by a good 3, 4, maybe even 5 lengths. Did make up the ground quite quickly to tack onto the back of the chasing pack. The winner's actually out wide here in the Silent Witness colours, Key Witness. Great day for Dylan Moe with a double, but encouraging his first start over 1,200 metres. I'm still encouraged by it to a certain extent. Wouldn't be surprised. I'll be, again, quite happy to see him at Happy Valley over a little bit further as well. So, although he's been beaten a long way, excuse, the 2 horses just in front of him, Golden Sun and Winston's Lad, both won their previous starts. Yeah, he won a couple in Sydney. I think he won at Scone and Canterbury. Yeah, he was called France over there. Yeah, Peter and Paul Snowden trained him. So, yeah, although on face value, I think he's been beaten a long way, there's more to come with him. Yeah, no, it was a good race. I think it's a really good form race. Appropriate name for a horse to follow. Absolutely. Let's hope he is. Suspensions out of the weekend. Well, smart call. Jim Crowley picked up a couple of 3 days, in actual fact, out of the Vars. Blocker D, Gerard Mosse, he's got 2 days, 11th to the 18th. And then later on in the afternoon... Yeah, the stewards were kept fairly busy. Yeah, Vincent Ho and Chad Schofield out of the last event. Both got Christmas holidays. And Imperial Gallantry going back to last week at Happy Valley with the IJC, Flavian Pratt on board. 2 days, 13th to the 18th for him. Just the one scratching as far as Happy Valley's programme is concerned on Wednesday night. That's race number 7. That's Go Go Win. So Travel First now gets a start. Dylan Moe will be in the saddle. So 8-race programme. The carnival moves on to Happy Valley C course for us. Feature race comes up as race number 4 early. We start things off though, Class 5 over the 1650, a fast one, beaten favourite on his last 2 starts. Class 5 for the first time with Fine With Me. Glory Star's got pace from barrier 5. Victory Follow Me gets the cheek pieces on for the first time. Still looking for his first win as well. Telecom Boom, 3rd course and distance last time out. Lupagas, course and distance winner in September. And No Laughing Matter and Red Sun, who's now down to a rating of just 10. All right, so Class 5, Brett, to kick things off over the 1650. Great top light from a good draw. Might find himself out in front.
Could well do, Andrew. Yeah, he's, I think, a horse that's better suited, certainly at this trip. The horse that comes down in class is Fine With Me. He's likely from the 10 to be snagged back, you would think. This is the interesting runner. Glory Star, of course, now has moved to Frankie Law. He's won twice in the class. He's often been a horse that can find the front, be very hard to get past. He's also a horse that can sometimes mix his form out of the gates and take a little bit of time to muster. I think ideally Joe Moreira is going to want to try and get on the back of Great Top Light if he can, because a fast one here is a horse that can sort of be handy in 1200-metre races, Lupagas, Victory Follow Me. So that's the key horse to the race, Glory Star, for me. If he can get on the back of the speed, he might be hard to beat.
All right. What have you seen, Paul, in the morning?
Not much, to be honest. We're going to go Magical Champion. I just like the way he came away from E-Master here in this particular gallop. It wasn't a bad piece at all from him. Derek Long board, and of course Derek's riding it, and he's in great form at the moment, as we know. And here's his other piece, Magical Champion, doing it nicely as well as he comes down. So nice, easy work, but he seems to be on the improve a little bit. He'll be a big price, so you got to take a bit of a leap of faith with him. But there wasn't too much to show. The other one I thought would show was Telecom Boom. He's going really nicely, and he's come on very well from his last start. He's had numerous placings, this horse, and he's super fit, as you can see.
Yeah, just the one win for him so far from 20 or 25 starts at the moment. But let's start with him. It's a good place to kick things off. And Telecom Boom, not winning here, but certainly running very well. The other horses to take note of as well. We got Victory Follow Me, who's just looking for a gap, trying to angle out there. And the other one is Hall of Fame, who eventually comes home in last.
Paul and I are just looking at each other's form guides here, and we've both got the 9 on top, so we should be talking up Telecom Boom. And I think, Paul, the most enlightening thing we can say about him is that he's quite a consistent Class 5 galloper.
Very much, and this was stolen, this race, from the front. They ran so slowly in this particular race, and he did make ground on a sit sprint. So I think with an even tempoed race, he just about would have won that.
Yeah, drawn well, he can just sit in. He's going to hit the line a lot harder than many of these, I would have thought.
All right, he's drawn barrier 6 here. Zach Purden in the saddle. Me Choi's been enjoying a pretty rich vein of success on the all-weather, which is where we take our next race from. This is Great Top Light. Casper Founds and Olivia Deleuze came very close, of course, in the sprint on the weekend.
They did. He's won twice over the course and distance, Great Top Light, at the Valley. He's got a good record. That's where all of his best racing's been done. And he's run 4 times on the all-weather and placed once and had a 4th. So he doesn't mind that surface. But you just sort of look at his form. It's been Class 5, Class 4, Class 5, Class 5 again. Funnily enough, he's had 3 runs in the grade and never won, but he's had a 2nd and 3rd. I think the barrier gives him a great opportunity. I'm going to tip 1 or 2 to roll him, but he should get every chance.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's not going to get it, well, touch wood, but rain always helps this horse. I remember him winning in a bog at Happy Valley once as well. So being by Efrage, he does like the wet. But other than that, look, you're right, Brett, he'll get his opportunity from the draw.
Yeah, it's unlikely, isn't it, I think, as far as the rain's concerned.
Yeah.
Last horse we need to have a look at is Glory Star. You've touched him on already, Brett. This is him trialling.
Yeah, he goes into the race first up for the new stable of Frankie Law. Joe Moreira has won on the horse in the past, and this will be his 9th run in the grade. He's already won twice. We showed in the speed map there, I think he'll try and get onto the back of the eventual leader. If it's a sit sprint, that can go against him because he's a horse who gradually builds and builds and builds, and if he can get an unimpeded run when the whips are cracking, it'll be hard to hold out.
He was just pushed out a little bit in this trial. He's had a couple of trials now. And he is a little bit unreliable from the start. He'll come up unders, I think, so I've kept him safe on a place line.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the house on him, but he's an interesting bet, there's no doubt.
Class 5.
Yeah, just a bungalow maybe. Class 5, as you say, Paul, to get us rolling.
Yeah, the bungalow there.
Put Paul's house on him. He's got about 6 of them.
Yeah, I wish. Number 9 on top for me, which is Telecom Boom. I just like the way he hit the line in the last start in the race. It didn't suit him. Lipagas was a good winner 3 starts ago. Pearl Furu, I think, just about ready to win. He's at peak fitness. And then we've just talked about Glory Star. But I'll be going exotics this way.
Same, yep, I'm going to go exotics too, but I'm with Paul. I think the 9 is probably the most reliable horse at the moment, and he's the one who gets the on-top selection. Telecom Boom, Glory Star, has the quality, needs an unimpeded run to build the revs. If he gets that, he'll be winning. Great top line, gets a nice run. And Fine With Me does drop in grade. He's been ultra disappointing, this horse, but he has got some ability there. He just has to apply himself better. 349 QQP, but 9432 are the selections, Andrew.
All right, we are off and running. That's the first race done and dusted. Next up for us, race number 2. We get up in class and down in trim.